Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use Final Cut. This is the one of the best programs, the cheapest and best on a Mac for editing films and time lapses and anything like that. I'm going to show you how to bring in a video and cut it up and do some simple cutting and pasting. So right now this is just how it's going to start. All you need to do is grab any video you want, and all you have to do is drag it and push it onto here, anywhere here. It'll automatically do this and format them and put them in order for you. So first we're going to, so you can have the files closed or open. So if you open it, it'll show you all the pictures or videos you have in there. I use Final Cut to do time lapses and such as well. So right now we're going to open this space video. This is a video. What we're going to do is, all you have to do is, there's multiple ways of getting the film onto the timeline, which is right here. This is the timeline. You can either drag it, which most people are going to do. Just hit yes here. But the problem with this is you have to render. This red line means render. So what you can do is hit Command R and it'll render it. Now usually this is fine, but with a long video, this is only like a 15-second video, but a video that's like 2-3 minutes more, it's going to take you a few minutes, and it's kind of useless to just take the whole thing if you want to cut it up already. But if you do it this way, I'm going to show you one way you can cut up, and then I'll show you an easier way, but it just takes a little bit more to do. So see this little knife over here? You can select this, and that will be able to let you cut up anywhere. The only problem is you got to cut the sound separately. It'll usually lock onto the right location though, so it's not too hard. Then you can go back and you can select them and move them apart, and you can select them, do whatever you want with them, put stuff in between. The problem is when you push these back, you got to make sure there's always going to be a little space in between. So I'm zooming in here, and I'm going to try and find the space. Let's see. So this is well locked in here, so there is not going to be any skipping. So let's try. So you can't even notice that I cut it. You can space it, so you can do that. Space it farther. Now, what you can do is you can go to Effects up here, and you can add transitions. So what you can do is, I like to do fade in and out. You just drag it to the end of the video, and then see, it's going to want you to render, so hit Command R again, and then what you can do is watch it now. But because they are hard. And see how it faded out? What you can do is, you can do that with the sound as well, but you can't use these effects. What you have to do is you can double click and take this little diamond here, and it's basically giving you a checkpoint. And so what you can do is you can back up and do another checkpoint, and then you can move the arrows up and down depending on how you want it to fade in and out. But now you're going to have to render again, and then watch this. But because they are hard. And the sound goes down with the video. You can do whatever you want. But what you need to do is these little arrows right there. Make sure you click this one right here, and it'll put a diamond wherever. The diamonds don't make a difference. It's not going to change it unless you move the diamond. So you can move it up and down. You can make it fade in and out quickly, whatever you want. Alright, let's back up there. And what you can hit is, if you mess up, just hit Command Z and it'll go backwards. And so if you do accidentally do something wrong, you can just cut it back. Once you have that, you can basically put together a simple video, crop everything you want, and you just slice it and put it together with some fades. You have effects here, like I showed you a minute ago, and you can do all these types of different transitions. You test them out, and it's very simple. Then you can go back to here and select a new one, and you can just drag other videos into there. But I'm going to show you something that's a little bit easier to work with. See, this is a 20-minute video, and obviously we don't want the whole 20 minutes. So what we can do is we can double click over here, and it's going to take us to our viewing screen, which is right here. Now, these little things right here, I'm going to show you how to use these. What you can do is you hit I, meaning in, and you can skip to the next point wherever you want it, and hit O, meaning out. What this is going to do is it's going to take that little section that we've just selected out of the video, so this little section, and what we can do is cut whatever we want. So what you can do is actually, as you're watching it, hit I, and let it go a little bit, and then hit O whenever you want. Then from there, what you do is you have to watch out where your timeline is, because it's going to go wherever this bar is, and you don't want it to overlap. So you take it to the side and hit this little red button, which means insert. Now it inserted just that little bit, so now you don't have to bring in the whole video and render the whole thing. You hit Command R, rendering it, and see, obviously this is about 25 seconds, and it's obviously taking a minute. So you can imagine 20 minutes is going to take you about 20 minutes of rendering time, and it's useless to put that much time into it. So once this is done, I'll show you what you can do with that. So now that it did that, you have this little excerpt right here, and you can put this together with this one, or let's say you want to put them in between. See, the problem is it's overlapping, and then you're going to lose it. So hit Command Z. Make sure you're always grabbing them at the same time. And if you want to delete the sound, you can grab that and just hit delete. But let's bring that back. Bring this over here, and bring this one on the other side. Problem is, it's not going to automatically lock it in for you when it's not the same film. So I just overlapped and I cropped a little bit. So what you need to do is get as close as you can, and then see how I'm zooming in and I'm trying to connect it. It'll automatically connect once you get close enough. So I'm going to grab this and select. Then I'm going to grab this one back and select it and scoot it over. So now we can do this. Obviously that's not a good cut, the sound, but if you're not using sound especially, it'll work fine. You can delete this and see how that looks. And it's going to cut. So that's what you can do. And I'm hitting Command Z to bring it back. I'm just showing you what you can do with it. This is the timeline. Down here is all your sound. Here's all your video. All you need to do is drag and drop onto here, and then you can use this little cutting knife. I don't even use half these to do anything, so you don't even have to worry about that. If this looks different than this one, don't worry. It's just because you're at 25% viewing, and this one's at 88%, or at fit to window right now. So that's not a big deal. Don't worry about that. This one over here is what you're viewing in the timeline, and this one over here is what you're viewing over here. So you can kind of see what you're bringing in and what you already have, which is nice. This is a very simple program. I'll go over and I'll make more videos showing you how to do other things, maybe like green screens and stuff like that. But this is basically what you need to know if you're trying to crop together a simple video or edit together. And it's really easy to work with. You just got to get used to some of the buttons, and half of these buttons, you don't even worry about them. You'll learn them as they go, but to make simple videos you don't really need them. But if you guys have any other things you need to learn about Final Cut, you let me know, and I'll make a new video showing you guys how to do anything else. Thank you guys.